we're talking here, minimum pairs, and we're talking about the n, m, and the n, n. I really don't, I guess in some words you can get them mixed up. N, n. I guess in some words, and I guess if you're a non-English speaker, depending from which language or from what language, the n sound and the n sound can sound very similar to each other. But I included it anyway, the m and the n. So let me stop sharing let me start sharing my screen. And let's look at it. We're talking about the n and n. Am, an, bam, ban. See, the reason I don't think it's so much of a problem, because it's not in the same place in the mouth. Am, ma, ma, and na, na, na. It's not. But it may be for some people. Beam, bean. Blame, blame. Bomb, bon. Cam, like a camcorder. Cam, camera. Can. Came, cane. Chrome, clone. Clam, clan. There, I think you can mix it up right there, that word. Comb, cone. There's another silent B, comb. You say it, it's like comb. And then I say the B, but it's a hint of it. But I don't pronounce it like come, C-O-M-E. Dam, Dan. Dame, Dane. Dim, din. Dime, dine. Dimmer, dinner. Fame, fame. Excuse me. Dumb, done. Dumb, done. Fame, fane. That whole E-I-G is just an A sound. Excuse me. Firm, fern. Foam, phone. Now those two words, look at them. They only have the O in common. This is F-O-A-M. This is P-H-O-N-E. The only letter they have in common is the O. The vowel. Foam, phone. They look like they wouldn't have anything to do with each other. But to an English speaker, the person would know almost automatically, well, after years and years and years and years of hearing the language, that these two words rhyme. Game, gain. Gram, gran. The reason I can put the that as matching, because I don't pronounce the D at the end. Unless I really want to emphasize these two words, the word grand. But otherwise I say grand. Gleam, glean. Gum, gun. Gym, gin. Home, hone. There's that H. You pronounce that H. Home, hone, to hone in on something. Homey, honey, those aren't, well, they are. If you look at them, they look like, now these, like, what was the word? Foam and phone look like they would have nothing to do with each other as far as pronunciation. These two words you would think would rhyme, but they don't. This is homey and this is honey, because the O in homey is long and the O in honey is short. It's not honey, honey, it's honey. But I bet the Brits pronounce it long. I bet they pronounce it very differently than the Americans do. Hum, hun, hum, hun. You wouldn't think H-O-N and H-U-N would have anything to do with each other, but they pronounce exactly the same. They're homophones. Jam, Jan, Jim, Jen, Kim, Ken, nail, nail, map, nap, mat, nat. That G is not pronounced. The KN, GN, PN, CN, those letters that come before the N are not pronounced. Mall, no, mall, no. I had to look. Mall, M-A-U-L, and mall, M-A-W. Because the A-U and the A-W can have the same sound, but not the E-U and the E-W. Knee, knee, K-N, you don't pronounce the K. Need, need, the to knee, knee, not to knee. Well, you can say to knee, but it's very rare. Knee and knee, they're not pronounced the same. They're not written, they're not supposed to be pronounced the same because one ends in a D and the other doesn't. But it is mostly, not exactly the same, but almost. Mead, need, Margaret Mead. Meat, neat, meat, M-E-E-T, M-E-A-T, neat. Mean, nean, melt, knelt, mite, nite, mite, nite, but look at the difference. I put a lot of homophones here, a lot. Mine, nine, mite, nite. Be careful with the N-I-T-E and the N-I-G-H-T. The N-I-G-H-T is the correct way, not the more informal, slangy way. N-I-T-E is a lot of times you'll see this with nightclub. And when people are using slang. Mock, knock, mo, no, a lot of K-Ns, C or G-Ns. Motion, notion, mo, no. That's when the O-W has the long sound. Mo, no. K-N-O-W, N-O, no, no. Don't mean the same thing. Mutt, nut. Okay. There you go. So here we are with the M versus the N, and we're looking at minimum pairs. So if you're an English teacher and you teach this to your, if you're an ESL teacher and you teach this to your students, they might not get it right away and they might find it somewhat boring. So you can't just teach it. You have to teach it maybe, let's say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of pronunciation. Otherwise, it can get kind of boring. There's some students who love this kind of stuff, you know, because they really want to learn the language. But this will help them. And sometimes it doesn't help them until months, maybe years later, when this is in the back, because I've had that happen to me. Something is I learned something and I felt at the time, I didn't learn anything. It's in the back of my head and something comes and it clicks on. It clicks on and I know why. Because I remember learning it. It is always a good idea to teach pronunciation in English. It's always a good idea, native speakers as well as non-native speakers, to know why you say it that way. If you can, sometimes you don't. And it's good to know that in this case or that other case, you can. That's why you have idiomatic expressions. That's why they're called idiomatic. Why they're put together like that, who knows? When they were put together like that, who knows? And it's recognized as idiomatic because idiomatic means unknown. So we're going to go on now to the vowels and contrasting sounds of the same vowel. This is Coralla Ficklin McLean at welcome, WYLCOME.com. I appreciate, thank you for coming to my website and my platforms and looking at my videos. I hope that you subscribe. I also hope that you share the videos so I can get as many views and as many subscribers as possible, so I can start living off of this rather than doing this on the side. But anyway, thank you, because I love doing this. I love language and I love teaching language, whether it's English, whether it's Spanish, French. If you're desperate, I can teach you. I've taught recently because the student didn't understand certain things. I was there for English, but she had problems with her French class and I was able to help her. But it's better to get a French teacher. Thank you. Have a good day.